now. What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday. It's a Tuesday edition of Burn It Down with Kim Brown. It's Tuesday, the 16th of Kim 2024. How's everybody doing out there tonight? It's great. It's BIDWKB. This is the place where we set oppression ablaze. And I hope I got my fellow awesomeness that burn what they pin regardless up in the building. Shout out to all my thumb thugs out there. all my thumb thugs out there. Get on in here. Put your hood up. Let us know where you from. Big up to all the folks that's in here checking in early. What up? What up? Hey, there's someone said that Chuck Diesel showed up to work today. What's up, Chuck Diesel? the man with the most inconsistent work schedule, but still keep a job. That's what I'm talking about, Chuck Diesel. Show these people in these YouTube streets how you do that, son. What's going on to all the rest of our illustrious mods? What's up to Courtney? What's up to Latif? Good day to my son, Tyler. And the rest of the Fire fam checking in. Hope you guys have, I guess, had a good weekend. It was almost a great weekend, wasn't it not, kids? It was almost a spectacular weekend. Whew. I'm going to open up the lines tonight because I want to hear from y'all, because let me tell you something. At my big age of 45, almost 46 years old on this planet and in this rotten colony the whole time, the entire time, I'm so jealous of the people that have actually lived in other countries. I'm like, man, y'all like nice things. That's beautiful. But here in the US, no, we do not like nice things. However, the one thing that the U.S. does like is la violencia, right? The Americans will let the chopper sing tragically on anybody, right? From elementary school students at Sandy Hook to sitting or former U.S. presidents. And the assassination attempt on Donald Trump over the weekend, I gotta say, as deplorable of a person, as a character as Donald Trump is, as much as he absolutely resembles a demon, let me tell you something, guys. We would be waking up in a different country if that 20-year-old assassin would have been successful, right? It would have been bad. And not because anybody's going to mourn, well, anybody over here who is going to mourn for Trump. It's just that we know who would have been out in the streets. And for Trump's followers, they are very undiscerning when it comes to who their enemies are, right? I mean, Joe Biden is an enemy, Negroes, undocumented folks, gay folks, trans folks. So had some actual harm befallen Donald Trump, I feel as though his supporters would have gone out into the streets and taken it out on their so-called enemies, which unfortunately includes a lot of us. So somebody was looking out for that nigga. and I don't know who it was. I'm sure he put a prayer down to Satan. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Trump don't believe in God and Jesus. He says that, but nothing about his actions speak to that. So anyway, does this change anything in the political landscape in the US, everybody? This is not the first, dare I say, it won't be the last attempted assassination of a political figure, right? An elected official or a former elected official. But does this change the calculus at all for what is going to happen in November? Will is going to drop the StreamYard link, and I'd like to hear from the folks. And this might be a little, maybe dangerous is not the right word, but even if we have Trump supporters, which I don't know how you all would find your way over here, but if we have some Trump supporters, I'm actually more interested in hearing from y'all because, I don't move in Trump circles. All I know is what right-wing media reports, and it seems as though the Republicans are more galvanized than ever behind Trump. Now, Trump had a good fucking week, right? He dodged a bullet, literally, and it's only Tuesday. And this nigga had his documents charges, federal charges in Florida dismissed against him. Trump was keeping the classified documents near the shitter at Mar-a-Lago. He had the war plans sitting in the magazine holder next to the gold toilet at Mar-a-Lago. Well, those charges were dismissed. And it's like this nigga is pulling rabbit foots out his ass left and fucking right. It's pretty incredible to see. And even though Trump is not the worst president, he's up there. He's not the worst, maybe not even the worst political figure. I mean, this is America we're talking about, right? The terribles of who has been in leadership in the history of this country are enormous, right? Like Trump has got ginormous shoes to fill. I mean, at least he didn't make Tim Scott give up his teeth. Right? For those that don't know, George Washington, noted slave owner and first president of the United States, reportedly had his dentures created from the teeth of enslaved Africans, right? That was alive. And they took their teeth, oh, I'm sorry, someone took their teeth and put it in George Washington's crummy mouth. So again, we've had some terrible presidents. We've had some terrible elected officials, and even the ones that have had shots taken at them. Some successful, some unsuccessful, right? Now, I am old enough to have been on the planet when Ronald Reagan got shot here on the streets of Washington, D.C. I wasn't old enough to be conscious of it or to understand it. I would just happen to be alive. But I can say this. Did nobody cry no tears in my household for no fucking Ronald Reagan. They was given the sentiments like of all damn. And by the way, Ronald Reagan's would-be assassin, John Hinckley Jr., very much alive, very much out of jail. So goes to show you that even attempting to assassinate any political figure, even a sitting U.S. president, does not necessarily guarantee a death sentence. Maybe they was too hard on young Thomas Crook out there. Maybe they should have taken the opportunity to talk to him and see what his problem was. Because apparently, don't nobody know what this young man's problem was. Aside from the fact that he was apparently bullied and isolated in school. And I'm like, God damn, is that enough to make you want to let the chopper sing on anybody, but let alone someone with counter snipers and Secret Service protection? Some even speculate that this young man may have committed this act in an attempt to do suicide by cop, which I guess plausible. But, see John Hinckley Jr., just because you take a shot at a president don't mean that they're going to shoot at you. But hey, shit happens. So anyway, I want to get it from y'all because, to be honest, the shit that we have seen in these past, let's say 4 to 8 years are things that I don't think definitely have not been along the quote normal trajectory of how things have gone in this country. And maybe Trump was a big disruptor in that. But I can't say that, we've seen a president twice impeached, indicted, charged, convicted on federal counts, then had a shot took at him, and this nigga is about to accept the nomination on Thursday. Have we seen anybody like this? Like this specifically? And what does this mean anything? Does this change whatever's going to happen in November? Trump was already ahead in the polls, starting to, I guess, widen his somewhat narrow lead over Joe Biden. But I don't know. I think some folks are going to look at Trump surviving this assassination attempt like he Teflon Don, like, oh, or some goofballs are going to say, look at Trump under the anointing of God. He is covered under the blood of Jesus. I'm going to take his survival as a sign that he should be our leader. Or, did you guys hear this? Wait a minute. There's another wrinkle in this. And I don't even know. This sounds like propaganda to me. It was reported today. I don't know who was the first to report it. I heard it on NBC News, but somebody else may have broken it. AP or Reuters or somebody broke the story that apparently the Iranians have greenlit Donald Trump, have attempted or have at least, agreed to try to take Trump out themselves. And the interesting thing, what makes that story interesting, I'm sure that's probably not shocking, right? Considering that Trump also had an Iranian general murdered while he was in office, while Trump was still in office. But what's interesting about this story about the Iranians is that apparently the Secret Service and the FBI and all the powers that be were aware of these threats against Trump, and they beefed up his Secret Service detail. So, what was seen Saturday in Western Pennsylvania when the 20-year-old climbed the fucking roof in clear sight of the goddamn president? That what you saw there, everybody, was the beefed up Secret Service detail. I know Trump is like, what the fuck? Trump said, who in the fuck they got protecting me, guarding me? The Keystone Cops? What's going on? What's Trump thinking? I don't give a fuck what Trump's thinking. Anyway, I'm interested more so in listening to hear Trump address the RNC on Thursday. I'm curious as to what his tone, what his demeanor is going to be. Again, I don't expect this to have been some sort of life-changing moment for Donald Trump. I don't think all of a sudden he had a literal come to Jesus moment because he survived bullets whizzing by his head. If he were to win the White House again in November, Trump is going to stick to the script, baby. He's going to stick to all those terrible policies that actually do harm to people, that actually do harm to the environment and do harm to the planet. And it's going to be, you know, full steam ahead on this agenda, which makes me kind of sad that somebody missed. It's like, goddamn. But no, seriously, no. I think if he'd have got popped, it would have been bad deals in the streets for us. It would have been bad deals for us. But maybe we should take that as a sign, right? Honestly, we don't know, not to quote scripture here or anything, but nobody knows the appointed hour or the day or the minute, right? We don't know when this shit's gonna fall down, y'all. This shit meaning this terrible American experiment, this colony here, this shit could fall down at any minute. And are we ready? Because I can assure you, I was not ready. I was unready. Had what happened in Pennsylvania on Saturday gone the other direction, and then them people would have been out here looking for us. Are we ready for that? And by the way, I want to say this. Now, this is kind of related but unrelated. Because I think I mentioned this on the morning show this morning. Had it been anybody else but a 20-year-old white boy that had taken a shot at Donald Trump, had it have been someone of Hispanic origin, had it have been a black person, had it have been a gay person, a trans person, had it have been any marginalized group, the conversation around this would be totally different. These motherfuckers would not be talking about political violence on both sides. If it had been a Hispanic person, a black person, the tone of the conversation would have centered on immigration, undocumented migrants, the war on crime. We got to get tough on crime because look at this black took a shot at Trump. Look at this Hispanic took a shot at Trump. Nope. It's a white boy. They don't know what to say. Except we need to tone down the political violence on both sides. Well, I don't know what's the other side doing? I know what the right is doing. What is the so-called left doing that is creating any political violence? Some will point to the shooting of Congressman Steve Scalise some years ago by someone that was identified as a Bernie Sanders supporter. I think that person got killed, actually. Didn't they kill him at the congressional baseball game? Oh, okay. If we playing left right, okay, fuck it. Let's put him on the left. But that was several years ago. Should we run down the agenda of violence, political violence, that the right themselves have tried to have executed over the past several years since the rise of Trump? But the right didn't have to wait for Trump to become president to execute political violence. The whole fight against abortion in this country is steeped in violence from the right exclusively, right? When there was abortion doctors getting assassinated, when there were abortion clinics being bombed, right? I'm sorry, did anybody go bomb the pro-life clinic? Did anybody go bomb The pregnancy center, as the pro-lifers like to try to disguise their, abortion discouragement centers. They call them pregnancy centers or whatever, women's health centers. Anybody try to bomb them shits? Fuck no. Only abortion. So the right has almost a monopoly on the violence. Now, here's where the left violence comes in politically: is that the elected leaders of the so-called left, and I mean left, the Democrats, right? They greenlit violence against us, against Black and brown communities, by authorizing tens of millions, billions of dollars for police, for occupation of our communities, allowing businesses, corporations to not only exploit the people of our communities, but to pollute these communities at the same time, right? That's the kind of violence that we suffer and endure. So I don't know. Will said nobody's calling. so fine. Y'all want to be some jerks? No problem. Y'all just want to sit up here and let me pontificate? Because I will switch topics. What?
I said basically that's what they're doing, because there's nobody in the chat. And also apparently I just found this out just now because I tried to X Twitter. You got to have a premium account to go live now. That just happened because we just went live Friday. So, yeah. I did put the invite in the chat. I could put it again. But, yeah, I'll wait for people to call up.
That's why we wasn't on Twitter this morning on Black Liberation Media. Oh, my God. See, the thing I want to say about Elon Musk right now, what I want to say, when Thomas Crooks met Elon Musk, what happened? Ain't this a bitch? I'm immediately salty about that. Like I am instant Salt Bay out here. So anyway, shout out to everyone that's still watching us for free on Facebook, Twitch. What's up? BIDWKB. We appreciate you guys checking us out and tuning in. So looking at what's happening with I guess the selection of JD Vance as Donald Trump's vice president. He's the junior senator from Ohio. I do not know much about this cracker. All I know is that he gives me big cracker energy. I'm like, is he a saltine? Like on both sides? Is he half Ritz, half half Triscuit? Like, what is he? I don't know what he is. Hillbilly Elegy. I've seen it advertised on Netflix, but again, it wasn't enough for me to pull the trigger and actually watch the Hillbilly Elegy. It's like, okay. But we know Ohio has trended deeply red, deeply conservative, although Ohio voters earlier this year rebuked an attempt to ban abortion constitutionally. So shout out to Ohioans on that respect, but your leaders are garbage out here. And Trump picked JD Vance. He's 39 years old, would be among the youngest vice presidents in history were he to be elected on the ticket with Trump. I think about JD Vance, though. He seems like he is perfectly in the mold of the Heritage Foundation and the Freedom Caucus. I don't think he's Freedom Caucus. He might be Freedom Caucus. Freedom Caucus is on the House side, right? Is there a Freedom Caucus in the Senate? I guess the Senate thinks they too good for all that fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene shit. But regardless, he's a bad guy. Okay. Anything that we care about when it comes to health, when it comes to labor, when it comes to the environment, when it comes to women's rights, when it comes to LGBTQ rights, JD Vance is going to be, to quote somebody, on the wrong side of the barricades of that shit, especially as it portends to us. So Trump has selected someone, I guess, in his own image, but just significantly younger. So I guess if something else happens to to this elder 78-year-old Donald Trump, he's got a nice, fresh member of the White Citizens Council there to step in those shoes and advance this very terrible agenda that Donald Trump has, although to be fair, Joe Biden's agenda not all that much better. Not that all much better. It's just said way nicer and couched in much more flowery, inclusive language. But when it comes to their actual actions and implementing this stuff, who cares if asylum seekers are not allowed to do that anymore? Like, that's not a big deal, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, guys, can I add something a little bit pop culture-y, and I may be on an island here because I don't know if we have any Tenacious D fans in the house, but
Vesper X.
Vesper X is a Tenacious D fan.
Hey.
Oh, Vesper X on the phone. Hey, baby.
Yeah, I'm here.
Vesper, do you know Tenacious D?
I mean, yeah, I know of Tenacious D.
So, Tenacious D, for those that don't know, you guys know Jack Black, right? The actor. Jack Black has a band, and it's he and this other gentleman named Cal Gas, and they're very good. Okay, like Tenacious D is very good. Jack Black is a pretty good guitar player. He has a very good voice, and they harmonize and they make these very silly songs, but they're good quality songs. So Tenacious D is on tour in Australia. Oh, whoops. Why is this thing talking to me? Hush it. Tenacious D is on tour in Australia, and it was Kyle Gass's birthday. So they presented him with a cake on stage saying happy birthday to him. And what Kyle Gass said after Jack Black asked him, oh, what did you wish for? And he said, I wish, that they won't miss Trump next time, right? And the audience erupts in laughter. They're in Australia because everyone outside, everybody hates Trump. Around the world, everybody hates fucking Trump. So Jack Black, not only did he apologize on behalf of Kyle Gass, and Kyle actually came out and apologized himself, Jack Black actually canceled the rest of their tour. And said that said in a statement that he was even contemplating future collaborations with Kyle Gass based off what he said. Now, these guys have been friends and partners and collaborators for 40 years, 30, 40 years. So these are longtime friends. So I'm like, Jack Black, I know you Kung Fu Panda out here. I know you have been fully embraced in the mainstream, but god damn, it's too soon. You can't get off a Trump joke, my nigga. Like your homie can't even let a Trump joke fly before you canceling the tour. Shame on you, Jack Black. Tenacious D does not tour all that often. And I would be very disappointed if I had tickets to my Tenacious D show and it got canceled because Jack Black got on his feelings because Kyle Gass.
Yeah, because it got all in his feelings. But at the same time, like this whole political race right now is splitting families apart, just like in 2016, splitting friends apart. I told you privately, like, you know, I mean, I considered Flame Monroe a friend of mine. And she blocked me on Twitter for saying Joe Biden is going to lose. This is the facts based on the numbers. So, like, I mean, she just didn't want to hear. That's the thing. These hardcore liberal Democrats do not want to hear the facts about Joe Biden losing, just like they didn't want to hear the facts about Hillary Clinton losing in 2016. The numbers, the writing was on the wall. But they don't want to hear that. They would rather bury their heads in the sand and pretend like it's not happening and then let Trump win this election. And now this whole little assassination attempt has only helped him.
I wonder what the numbers are. And I apologize, chat, for not looking it up. I'm sure some of y'all likely know. But, you know, with every Trump...
Kamala Harris's numbers are really bad. But she has a better chance of beating Trump than Biden.
See, I don't know if that's true, though.
Because every poll has shown that she's still losing to Trump. Don't get me wrong. She's still losing. But the margin of error is only by 1 percentage point. So that is a much reasonable margin of error than the, like, you know, ridiculous, you know, 30% that Biden is 30% Biden, 60 Trump. Like, this is crazy. What are we doing?
So this is what I want to ask you, Vesper. I'm sorry, I'm a stoner and I just forgot. Wait a minute. Give me it'll come back to Auntie. Give me a second. But as to me, Kamala she's got to be as unpopular as Joe Biden, right? So I don't see how Kamala galvanizes anybody additionally who wasn't already going to vote Democrat or vote blue, no matter who. Like, to me, Kamala doesn't move the needle, right? Like, nobody's going to be like, oh,
she will move the needle with people like myself who have no allegiance to either party. She will move the needle with independents and people that vote objectively and logically. I just, because like if it came down to it, I'll say this publicly, I don't like admitting it, but it's true. If it came down to election day and she was the choice versus Biden, I wouldn't vote for Biden, but I would vote for her.
Really? Why, Vesper?
I know she's a cop and ACAB, but I mean, at least she's cognitively there. And I know that she has more of a chance to win. And that's the only reason why. I know it'll be a continuation of his policies. I know that she's not much better at all. But the fact is, anybody can beat Trump except for Biden.
Listen, Joe Biden better watch his back out here, okay? Because
historically,
all I keep, I mean, and I know the Pelican Brief, you know, the John Grisham novel and movie with Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington, it focused on the assassination of 2 Supreme Court justices at the same time. Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that in the same week, both major party would-be presidential nominees, one trying to publicly be forced out of the race by, you know, members of his own party and donors, and then the other one has a shot taken at him in the same fucking week. Vesper, I don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah, I don't believe in coincidences either. And historically, whenever one shot goes towards one candidate, it typically goes towards the other. Anytime there has been something like this in the history of our country, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to see. I mean, I don't like Trump. I can't stand him, but I don't want to see anyone be, you know, treated like that any more than I want to see the protesters being beat up by police. You know, I mean, our country is built on political violence, but you know, the shit like this doesn't need to happen. It doesn't. But they have the people in control of both of these parties have pushed people to their limit. And at a certain point, without mental health care, somebody is going to break. And that's what we're seeing right now. You know, if we had mental health care in this country, we probably wouldn't have all the gun violence that we have.
So here's my thing, Vesper. You know, I'm a big believer in karma, right? I believe in the energy you put out, you get back.
Me too.
And both of these men are massacring, violent, genocidal maniacs. They are. You know what I mean?
They get everything they deserve.
So if Mr. Crooks had let one of them things land in that melon, shorty, I mean, we just watch karma do its thing, right? So if any ill were to befall either of these guys, I'm shrug shoulders.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah, I would shrug shoulders, but at the same time, I just don't want to see anybody getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see anybody getting hurt. I don't want to see what's happening in Palestine. I don't want to see what's happening in this election. I don't want to see any of this. Like,
see, Vesper, you know who you remind me of when you say that? There's a very famous picture from the civil rights era, from Jim Crow era. I don't even know it's a real picture. I think it's a real picture though. And it's a white man in an emergency room, and he's on a gurney and he's injured and he's being attended to by all Black nurses, all Black medical staff, and he's in a Klan uniform. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, look at the compassion of Black folks that would still tend to this open violent races. And that's you, Vesper. You too nice out here. You would, when the revolution starts, you would just gonna pick up anybody that's hurt, whether or not they got a Klan hood on or not. And it's like, no, nigga, let them motherfuckers lay there. We don't help them. Let them be.
I'm working on it. I really am. I understand, and I.
We gotta let the Klansmen bleed out here, Vesper. We can't be worried about them niggas, okay?
I just believe in being the change you want to see. You know, as much as I don't like these folks, I don't want to continue to add to what they're already doing, because I do believe in karma, just like you. You know, and that's why, I wasn't going to come on, but I do want to remind people what I've been telling you. Marianne Williamson is still in the race challenging Joe Biden. We can replace Joe Biden on the ticket with somebody that can actually not only beat Trump, but give us all the things that we've been asking for and need. Check out Marianne Williamson or Marianne2024.com and go to the issues page. She has a detailed platform of what she wants to do, how she wants to do it, and how she will get it done.
Vesper,
Just
Marianne
saying.
Williamson, she needs to give you a drop, man. Like you
She really does, but it's okay. But she's also, for me, it's like an example. Same thing with Cornel West. Like, he is an example of what a leader should be.
I honestly think out of these third-party candidates, and I'm not familiar how well organized Marianne Williams' campaign is, but Claudia de la Cruz, the fact that she's gotten on 20 states ballots, I think
that's a big
deeply impressive. I am deeply impressed by that. And I don't know if she's on the Maryland ballot, but if she is, I will absolutely vote for her or even write her in, right? Because I mean, this is what sucks about the Electoral College for our viewers that are watching from outside of the United States, right? It doesn't matter who gets the most votes in America. Like, America is unconcerned with the will of the people. No, the Electoral College is what determines. I live in a pretty much uncontested electoral state, so I have some privilege here to really vote for whoever I want, and it's not going to tip the scales against the so-called Democrats. But Vesper, on the other hand, lives in Georgia.
Well, it's the same thing here. It's the same thing here, because Trump is going to win Georgia.
It's too new. Georgia purpled, right? It's purpled recently. So
it is, but at this point, I know what's going on. The majority of people here in Georgia, especially here in Atlanta, are not going to vote. Most of them don't vote anyway. And a lot of them came out to vote in 2020 because they thought we had a chance of making some change. So the majority of them aren't going to vote. And the ones that do, that typically vote Democrat, are probably going to vote third party, like myself. And I'm voting for Jill Stein because she actually has a chance of getting on the Georgia ballot in this election. Libertarians have done that already here in Georgia, but the Green Party hasn't. So, but
Claudia's on that Georgia ballot. She said it.
Is she?
Yes, she is. Is what she said. She's on the ballot in Georgia.
I might change my mind on that, but I have to see what her numbers are looking like, because you have to reach a certain number to get on the ballot. And if I see Jill Stein is a lot more closer by a landslide, then I would have to go with her to at least get the Green Party on Georgia from now on. Right. There's a lot of factors that go into this that goes beyond just, and then there's also the up and down, state and local. Like, these things are also very important. It goes beyond the presidential election. The other stuff that's on the ballot is probably more important, I would say.
I would agree.
So we got to vote, but, anybody that says you have to vote for any candidate, you shouldn't be taking their advice, because that's not what democracy is. Democracy is you making up your mind and having an informed decision. And the fact that they're blocking Marianne Williamson and any other third-party candidate from getting any mainstream coverage or even getting the dollars that the government is supposed to match them, like they're blocking, in Jill Stein's case. Like, this is not what democracy looks like. I didn't learn any of this in civics.
Well, because unfortunately they don't teach us, and that's why I think so many Americans really have a hard time grappling with what exactly the kind of government and society that we live in, because we're so well indoctrinated and programmed and brainwashed from young, right? Including from learning the Pledge of Allegiance at 5. Just think about what kind of a mind fuck that is. Like, you're telling 5-year-olds they got to pledge allegiance to a flag. What the fuck? Like, that sounds bananas. But the way that we're taught that we have the best system of government, that we live in a democracy, that it's one man, one vote, and when you get of a certain age or a certain level of consciousness, the unlearning of that can be dispiriting. It can be, people sometimes get depressed, or they go into denial and delusion. I remember when I was in college, one of my roommates, a girl I liked very much, this white girl from Northeast Philly. I fucked with her big time. We used to get high together all the time. And I remember telling her, this was after 9/11, or no, before 9/11 actually. And I remember saying to her, I'm like, this government, like, our country does fucked up shit to its people on purpose. And it was like a concept she just could not grasp. Like, she did not believe that the government was capable of knowingly harming its citizens. I'm like, girl, girl, what? But
documented over time. It hasn't stopped.
We are so well indoctrinated here that sometimes the truth is even too much for people to even conceptualize. So no, we do not live in a democracy. We do not have freedom of choice when it comes to electing our leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like, both Donald Trump and Biden are AIPAC candidates, right?
Yep.
They're going to stick to the script of what Israel is doing, and continuing the genocide in Gaza, and probably worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no health care, and no raise in the federal minimum wage. And Trump and Biden are determined to keep fracking and drilling to fucking high heaven. So fuck them both. Shit.
Which, by the way, I dropped a song on my website called "Fuck 'Em Both" and a remix.
That's what I'm talking about, Vesper. Drop. You're in the private chat. Drop that link in the private chat. I'm gonna tell.
I already put it up on the screen. It's right there. It says DJVesper.com.
Well, drop DJ Vesper's remix in the chat for me, please, and thank you.
I did it last night. I was fiddling with the AI, and I got it to write some lyrics about how they're both horrible, and that they're geriatric pawpaws, and that they just need to go away. And so yeah, it gave me 2 versions. I made the original, and there's a remix.
You got the remix already.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, hey, y'all, please check out DJ Vesper X. Fuck them both. Available on all platforms right now. And the Fuck them Both remix, also available now on all your streaming platforms. Please follow DJ Vesper X out here for all your musical and production needs and your DJ needs.
Thank you, Kim. I love you. Vesper. Thank you.
Vesper got his do-rag on, y'all. Y'all know Vesper mean business out here. So.
I was just eating. I was like, oh, let me come talk to Kim. Because I got something to say. I love you, Kim. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, beautiful. Thank you, Vesper. DJ Vesper X, everybody. Longtime Fire Fam member, longtime supporter. Big supporter of Marianne Williams, as anyone that has been following us and listening to Vesper. Vesper's been beating that Marianne Williams drum for a minute now. And listen, y'all, we don't have nothing to lose by going third party, to be honest, right? Because, and I know some, again, when it comes to issues of abortion and maybe even labor, yeah, I mean, the Democrats do have an edge on like 2 things, but I can't even call it an edge on labor, because again, the unwillingness from the Biden administration, and before then the Obama administration, again, to make any movement on a federal minimum wage just goes to show you how uncommitted that either party is to the working folks of this country. Like, there's no interest here in seriously putting any policy forward that improves the material conditions of working folks in this country, not being put forth by either party, right? There's no allegiance here that we need to have to anybody. And please tell your friends that is talking about, well, Trump is a different option. We got options. You good girl, Democratic plantation. Nigga, please. Nigga, please. Why? Because Trump pardoned Lil Wayne. Why? Because Trump got some Fed charges. Why? Because somebody done shot at Trump. That is all of a sudden that's common ground with the fucking black community. I need niggas to do better. I need niggas to look up just a little bit. Don't keep looking down at the ground. Nigga, look up. Want better for yourself. That ain't no shit. That ain't no common fucking ground. That ain't no policy promises about what he's going to do to assist us. And I will say this though. Trump does have some shit for black folks in name only though. I don't think and it's all entrepreneur black business starting up based. It basically the similar shits that the Democrats do, right? They doing the same shit. I can't stand these motherfuckers. So I don't know. Maybe somebody will invade us. So maybe what's the movie? I keep forgetting. I can never remember the name of this fucking movie. That shit on Netflix. I know I keep referencing it because it's a good example. But the Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali joint where they was dropping the leaflets from the sky over there off Long Island and planes was falling out the sky and shit. Like somebody had fucked with us very clearly in that movie. But the movie was good in the sense that it didn't never reveal what foreign power was actually doing the cyber attack or causing the fuckery. We were just left, it was left up to imagination. So, I mean, I don't want planes to fall out of the sky. I mean, let me be clear about that. But I think America needs to be shook the fuck up. You understand? Like as much as we do abroad, I do not want to see the same shit done to us abroad because it's all bad that what we do abroad. But at the same time, if the people who are causing the fuckery could be the ones directly impacted by the karma that they have put out, I'm all here for that. And if Trump was going to be on the receiving end of some of that, shoulder shrug. You know what I'm saying? By the way, did I say this already? I don't think Biden's going to make it, y'all. I don't think no one's going to take a shot at Biden. I think Jesus is going to take a shot at Biden. I don't see Joe Biden. And I know this might be fucked up. Let me knock on some wood. Let me not curse myself here in the process. But come November 4th, 2024, if Joe Biden is still walking the planet amongst us, I will be shocked. Joe Biden does not strike me as the picture of health right now. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he's being held together with Scotch tape and Elmer's glue and some Botox and a couple of hair plugs. That's it. Joey not sounding good out here. Joey not looking good out here. And I don't think that a man in his physical state and his cognitive state, I don't think he can literally survive the rigors of the next few months of campaigning, right? I think exhaustion is going to overtake him, and then, other things might follow behind that. But I really don't think Joe Biden is going to be here, y'all. And then for the presidential contest, I guess we're left at the winner will be whoever came closest to death. Like who came closest to death? Like if Biden actually dies in office, I think you got to give I think Kamala will win. I think the country will be in deep mourning, and then we all have to rally around the vice president who just happens to be the first Black woman president, and Kamala's going to have her speech together. I stand here before you, the American people, in this time of tragedy and difficultness. She might say difficultness. She might actually say difficultness. So I don't know. This is a roller coaster, everybody. Like we're in July, August, September, October. We got 3 months and some change until election day. And I think there is so much that could happen, so much unforeseen that can happen, because shout out to DJ Vesper X and Kelechi Okafor. Not to hit y'all with all the woo-woo shit, but to hit y'all with the woo-woo shit in the fucking sky right now. Celestially, astrologically, shit is turbulent right now. Shit is turbulent. And America is right in the crosshairs of all of this astrological turbulence, right? So expect more crazy shit to befall America, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on your perspective. If the bad shit that happens to America happens to Donald Trump and Joe Biden, well, fortunately then, right? But for the unfortunate part, I want to say what's up. to the folks that are dealing with the extreme climate conditions right now in the US, our people in and around H-Town, Houston, Texas, still without power days after Hurricane Beryl made landfall there. So we want to send cooling vibrations, cooling vibes, power vibes. We want to send some power vibes to our folks in Houston. And then everyone that is underneath the heat dome here in the US today in Washington, D.C., I think temperatures got up to 104. It does get hot here in the DMV during the summertime, but usually not triple digits. And then when you factor in the heat index, it was much hotter. So, now let me say this. I am not here for calling the police on people, really, for anything. I'm trying to think in one instance in which we call the police. Why would we call the police? Can't think of a reason to call the police. But I do encourage you to call them animal police. if you got people, neighbors, folks that are out here treating their animals bad in these extreme temperatures, I'm all for dropping a dime on them motherfuckers. You could absolutely call the animal cops, because I don't think the animal, no, do they carry guns? I never known the animal police to shoot nobody. No humans. No humans. I have known the actual police to shoot humans and animals, right? So call the animal police if there are folks not providing adequate conditions for their dogs. I know some people do not like to let dogs in the house. Okay, but please make sure the dog has access to clean, fresh water. The dog has access to a shady spot. Dogs' baseline body temperatures are already at 100 degrees. So putting them in these temperatures can actually be deadly for them. So please be mindful of pets. Please be mindful, of course, of people. If you see people that are out suffering in these conditions, do what you can to help them. If you carry water in your car, if you're driving, or even offer somebody a ride to a cooling center, or try to find out what your local authorities have in place for their extreme heat measures, right? It's crazy stuff, you guys. We're going to have to learn how to survive. We got to survive the changing climate. We have to survive capitalism. We have to survive America. And if, people like Trump and Biden don't survive, shit happens. Anyway, guys, what time is it? Because I'm not going to be on here long, because I have to tell you guys, I was putting a show together, and again, my brain wouldn't follow through. There was actually a story. I might bring this on the Remix Morning Show tomorrow morning. Shout out to everyone that's in Massachusetts and the Boston area. Y'all didn't tell me this. 2 weeks ago, the Massachusetts Attorney General reached a settlement with Uber and Lyft. Uber drivers and Lyft drivers in Massachusetts will now receive an hourly wage of, I think, like $32 an hour. I think it's $32.50 an hour. This is the result of a settlement reached with the Commonwealth and Lyft and Uber that are now going to try to provide, I don't think it's try, they're going to provide them a thriving hourly wage, $32.50 an hour, plus whatever drivers make extra on tips. They're going to give them pathway to paid time off and paid sick leave, where drivers can earn sick days depending on how many hours worked. They're going to give them access to healthcare, going to give them what was the insurance liability? I think it was $1 million insurance policy, auto liability, occupational, whatever the fuck, insurance for accidents that happen while drivers are on the clock, right? I wanted to talk about that tonight, but I didn't put it together. I didn't put it together. My brain said it's 105. We don't work in 105-degree temperatures, right? Oh, can we also shout out all the food workers, all the folks that got to work outside? Jesus, all the laborers, the construction folks, all of our roadside workers. My God, think about the folks out here working in them conditions. So anyway, I just wanted to shout them folks out. I don't really think I have anything else to add. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get into the chat because YouTube is a whole ho please, YouTube AI, I said ho, HOE, or 304, as the kids say. So make sure you transcribe me correctly, YouTube. I be trying to clap at YouTube because YouTube be on some bullshit and everybody be out here scared, switching up their words, saying unaliving and shit. And it's like, nope. We gonna talk regular. I'm not coding shit for this fucking algorithm. So anyway, maybe I should, but I'm not. Shout out to everyone that's in here checking in. I see you guys in the chat. What's up to our
Franny in the queue.
Get Franny ass up here. Get Franny French up here. I got some words. I got words for you, Franny French.
Hi.
Hi, Franny French.
Hi, Kim Brown.
You want to know what my words for you are?
Uh-huh.
Thank you for opening up your wallet 2 and 3 and 10 times towards the revolutionary ride. I said, Franny, put your card away. It's burning. It's smoking.
I know. It's funny. Oh, my God. I played that back. It was so funny. You're like, Franny French, put your card away.
Franny, you what did you do for Ricky? Let's see. I think you paid for the lifetime front end alignments.
No.
You did great.
I wish. I would have bought her a whole car if I could.
Listen.
But I tuned in late this morning. Was it a truck that she got?
She got, because Ricky has already said it, I'm gonna say it because I wasn't gonna say it because I'm weird and I'm private in that way. Anyway, but she said it. Ricky got a 2008 Grand Jeep Cherokee.
Oh wow, nice.
With 173,000 miles on it.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
2650, Franny, was the cost of the truck, but then it needed like $1,000 of maintenance. It needed a tune-up, it needed the air done, it needed some shit changed out. So altogether it was probably a little over 4,000, and we had $800 cash to put in Ricky's hand.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love that. I love that.
That went exactly how I envisioned it, Franny. I didn't think it would work out that well. And it worked out so well. It worked out so well. So thank you for what you did to help get Ricky in that revolutionary ride, Franny.
I feel honored to be able to do that, and honored to know her and to know you. And you put that together for her. Like that was you. And look how well it worked. It was great.
What is our takeaway? That's a question I meant to ask Ricky this morning. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like when bad shit happens, it's like, okay, well, what lesson? What did we learn? No, something amazing happened. What did we learn? What did we learn from the amazing thing that happened?
Yeah. Well, maybe Ricky should write about it because she's a excellent writer. She's also a poet, but I haven't read her poetry, but I would like to.
God damn it. You know what? That's what I meant to say this morning. Because Ricky mentioned her Patreon. What is it? Was it patreon.com/Ricky Speaks or Ricky Says? God damn it. I can't remember.
I don't know. I think I might have missed that too. I woke up a little later.
What I had meant to say to Ricky Ryan is I don't think Ricky has cash platforms. I don't think she has Cash App. I don't think she has PayPal. And that needs to change. It's like, girl, the people wanna support you out here. You gotta put that shit up. We need that. Where is that PayPal at, Ricky Ryan?
Oh yeah. I mean, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's helping save the world out here. She's helping to create Black power.
She is. That's what I'm saying.
She is. You see it like
no-brainer.
Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead, Franny.
I was going to say, you see it in action. And that's one thing that really always gives me hope as an organizer, is just seeing other people and what they do and how they're successful. And BAP Baltimore is amazing. BAP DC. I had I don't know if I told you that. I don't think I did last time, but I had an activist staying at my house, an 80-year-old woman who started the Jericho movement. And, I do the prisoner support, and I'm all about prison abolition as well. And I'm on a committee at BAP or BAP Solidarity Network. And anyway, so she was coming to town And I Zoomed with her and I was like, oh, seems cool. And I was like, well, you know, if you don't have a place to stay, you can stay at my house. And she said, well, I do have a place to stay, but I'd be staying alone. And I just got a walker. And I was like, okay, hold on. Let me measure the bathroom doorway because it's a little narrower. I said, just stay here. She goes, I think I will. She was there for like 3 weeks and she was just on the phone all the time, wheeling and dealing, you know, okay. Yeah. Well, remember, you know, she's like, she was working on the, specifically being here for a Leonard Peltier art show that was in a Portland gallery. She's on the phone and she's like, yeah, well, when I was married to Bob Robidoux, that was her husband. He was one of the people who was picked up and arrested with, you know, and then just all these connections. And we went to we went to all these events at the gallery, and it's also a music space. And I got to be in a video, like a music video, like a rap video and stuff. That was cool. I mean, I was just sitting there like, you know, but I was in it, I think.
Video vixen, Franny
Yes.
French, everybody, video vixen.
Yes. But so we went, I said, you want to go to a rally with me? So we go to this, like a running protest at the Multnomah County, whatever meeting every Thursday, you know, pro-Palestine rally. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to introduce her to this guy. I've seen him at a bunch of rallies and I've heard him speak at some, and he's a Black Panther. He's 80 because he gets up to like, I'm 80 years old. I'm on the Oregon Black Panther, you know, blah, blah, blah. And seemed like a great guy, Ken. And so I was like, oh, hey, Paulette. And like, she knows everybody. And I'm like, oh, I wanted you to meet Ken. He's Black Panther. She's like, oh, I know Ken. And he's like, Paulette, you know, like she's just been around. And the way she does it is just make these connections with people. And it's very much a conversation she's having a lot. And so I learned that about organizing. So that was kind of like the roundabout way of saying that. Like, it's just being, and it's doing things, but it's also talking to people, which I'm good at.
Oh, see, Franny, and I can tell that you're good at talking to people. And again, that's why I really, you know, respect your work and your efforts, and folks like Ricky and folks like Jackie and Kamal. Like, that's what it is. It's getting out there and pressing the flesh, having conversations with people, and really getting to an understanding of what folks have experienced, what they're going through, and what their needs are. And that's what I'm saying. I appreciate and highly respect the work of organizers, because I can't do that. I don't like people that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I like y'all just fine, but you know, I have to say, like, my disability has informed the way that I socialize. So I'm not as friendly. Like, I'm cordial, I'm polite, but I'm not as outgoing and gregarious, I think, as I once was, just because there's a lot that transpires in the way that I interact with folks because of my disability. Like, anyway, but so when I see folks that have those skills, and most importantly the desire, I'm like, I salute, I respect that shit.
I mean, and I hear what you're saying, and you do it another way. You do it this way. You know,
I love you so much, Franny. How'd you get to be this way? How are your parents? Are your parents still with us? Are your folks still with us?
No, neither one of them was going to get the mug, world's greatest mom or dad.
So how'd you get this way? You formed? You self-formed?
All right. Well, I guess the quick thing. Yeah, I self-formed. I just see this wall. I just kind of like came off of it and into.
Like Han Solo in they had Han Solo hanging on the motherfucking wall. What was he in? In the carbonite. Oh, he's encrypted in carbonite. Franny's encrypted in carbonite. Should be well preserved.
Back when you could still body shame, I used to say this about my ex-husband's best friend, because his back of his head was completely flat. And I was like, it was like he just came off of a wall. He was like, fuck you, whatever. How did I get this way? Okay. Couple of, I don't know, like highlights. I guess. I'm the youngest of 7 children. There would be 8, but 1 died
Oh,
before I was
sorry to
born.
hear that.
Yeah, it was before I was born, but it's still sad. And fucked up family, no money. My mother was a crazy actress who yelled and screamed a lot. And my dad was an artist, but he like took off. He wasn't married to my mother. He was like, I had another dad on paper. And then I found out, at a certain age that I had this other father who was my real father, but that wasn't confirmed because, my mom didn't tell me. Like, years later, I was like, how come you never told me who my real father was? And she goes, oh, well, I assumed you knew.
Oh shit! How did you know? How was you supposed to know? You know what just popped into my head? That
so
go ahead.
Oh, so all that is to say, I don't have. I really kind of raised myself. I mean, I could say some of my older sisters did help to raise me, but they also exploited me. I had to babysit for free for because a couple of them were like teen pregnancy cases, and I'd have to babysit for free. And one of them had money, a lot of money. And I was like, whatever. And she'd be like, oh, here, I'm going to pay you in, these are coins from Aruba. I'm like, don't pay me in foreign coins, bitch. And then she would like kidnap me. She and her husband were really young. So they just like did drugs. They had like orgies and shit. I would wake up in the living room where I'd fall asleep and just be like a fucking party around me, like a whole ass party. I never saw an orgy or anything. Okay. And I was just, oh my God, and I was like, 11 years old or something like that. I have to get from here to the doorway somehow. And I don't want to like be obvious about it. I felt unsafe, but I didn't feel like any of them were going to molest me, but I certainly thought about that. And so I just, pretend to be asleep through this party. In the morning, I'd wake up and just like people are like passed out and shit like that. And my mom, she wasn't really paying attention. So anyway, there's going to be a word for like you raised yourself. Like I think autodidact is like you taught yourself everything. But I guess just for like survival skills, I'm an autodidact.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. There's a lot in there.
You should write a book.
I'm a writer and I have written a bunch of books, and poetry too. But I went to therapy also for 25 years, on and off, and mostly on. And it's funny because. And I did energy work and I meditate every day. I do yoga. I write in my journal. I'm always working on myself because it's like I spent enough time feeling like shit from the trauma I had as a child. And I just don't want to, die having, not been whole or felt whole.
That's real, Franny. So I watch a show called The Dead Files on the Travel Channel with a medium who I like, this white lady named Amy Allen. I like her. I think she has black friends. Don't ask me why I think this, but I just think that she strikes me as a white lady who's hung out with black people. But anyway,
Dead Files. Yeah. Okay. I'll look it up. Dead Files.
So, well, hold on. But so I said that to say, Amy they call Amy out to help clear out the bad spirits, and every now and again she'll encounter a spirit. Like people be mad at their parents. And will have been dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, this lady is super pissed at her parents and she died in 1865. I said, Jesus, don't let me, please. Wow. I said, don't let me be dead, still mad at my father. Please, Jesus. Don't
oh my God. That's hilarious. It sounds plausible if you believe in ghosts. There would definitely be that.
But to your point, though, you doing this self-work, right, to release your trauma and move through it and create a better reality for yourself. Like that's going to help you in the afterlife, right? You're not going to be mad at people. That's
I'll be so hooked up there. I'll be hooked up. I'll be invited to all the parties.
Oh, listen, let me tell you.
I always am. So why would it be any different?
Listen, everybody, learn Latin. You're going to need Latin when you're dead because that's what they speak in the underworld. They speak Latin. So you need to know what the fuck's being said around you and shit. If you're going up or down, you need to know what the words are in Latin. Just a heads up. So
Kim, I don't actually believe that.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to. I'll be your translator in the afterlife, Franny. I'm going to learn the Latin for the both of us.
I'm just kidding. All right. I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Isn't Marianne Williams a Democrat? So she's not really third party, right? Or unless I miss something.
Vesper, what's up with your girl? I thought she was running as a Democrat.
She's not running as a Democrat. Which ergo, she's gonna just do exactly what the Democrats do exactly what the system does. So I don't really see the point in voting for her if she is a Democrat. Same with RFK, and that stands for real fucking kook.
Listen, I'm sorry, miss me with the moneyed, privileged white man being excluded for some shit. I'm like, white people think they could just be invited to every fucking thing, and if they don't, then it's a problem. It's like, no, sir, I don't. You're not being oppressed. I mean, yeah, you may not be getting boosted, but guess what? You still probably go shit on a gold toilet at Hyannis Port, RFK Jr. I don't want to hear this RFK Jr. downtrodden shit. Miss me, nigga. Kennedy. No. I don't care. Kennedy.
No,
the ends is meeting like a motherfucker. This nigga is not struggling out here.
Yeah, I agree. And I went to Cape Cod every year as a kid. That's where my real father lived. Nice man, artist, nice guy. But he didn't take care of us, so that part. But we forgave him. Anywho, the Kennedys had their place we went to Provincetown, but they were in Hyannis, which is like halfway down. Like, why Hyannis? I don't know. I never really went there, but they got a whole fucking giant compound there. Miss me with like the fucking, life is hard for me. No, it fucking is not. And you're married to an actress who I used to like until I found out she was married to you.
What's her name? Cheryl? What's her name?
Cheryl Hines or something.
Yes, Larry David's wife on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Larry.
Right.
She's like, Robert. Like,
oh, poor RFK. He didn't get invited to the debate. Poor baby. Get out of my face. I don't care.
And he's like this Popeye, like kind of like weird Popeye, like looks like he's in a pop, actually. From all the, pumping iron because he's so virile, I guess.
Ew, gross. Where's Ralph Nader? Is Ralph Nader still alive or he died?
I think he's alive. I think. Yeah. Okay, can I say one more thing?
One more thing, baby.
All right. JD Vance, never had fucking heard of him, but I was wondering if his truck is bigger than his Confederate flag or the other way around, like the one that's on it.
Does he confirm to have a Confederate flag on his truck?
No, but he would. I mean, I guess.
No, absolutely.
I know he has a truck. He has a little face inside a bigger face and a cowboy hat.
What does JD stand for? If his name's probably John David, why don't you just go by John? JD. Would that make you sound like more of a good old boy? JD. Oh, there's JD.
America would be perfect if it was BJ. Vice President BJ Vance. That would complete the picture. Anyway, all right.
It works.
I'll hop off. I don't know if you have anybody else waiting, but
probably not. But that's okay because the time is nigh. I'm gonna turn.
Contrary, it's like Black Magic, Abby.
Oh, we got people actually waiting. Oh,
yeah.
shit!
Oh shit! All right. Hey, Will.
Yes, though. Yes.
Hi, Will.
What's up? What's up, Franny?
Good to
Appreciate
hear
you.
your voice. You too, man.
Franny
All right.
French, I
I'm
love
gonna
you.
leave.
Thank
I
you
love
for
you too.
checking in, baby.
There in Fire Famland.
Of
See ya.
course. The infamous, you heard of us, official PDX burglar us.
I'm about to add
2F.
Black Magic.
Black Magic come through West Coast. Where my West? Look at all the whole Oregon in here checking in. What's up? What's up? What's up, Black Magic? Hey, Black
Okay.
Magic. Guess
I
what?
can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Okay, I
Can
just
you
want to
hear
make
me,
sure.
baby? Can you
Okay,
hear
I've
me?
been trying to get this to you for a long time. I need an address. I'm not trying to stalk you, but my parasocial relationship with you will not be complete until you get this. Okay, this is for Jackie. This is the newest Fishbone album. I sent her. Okay, I got bad brains coming. Like, and I got libations for the bras, right? I got spades, cards. Like, I got a goodie box. I need an address, or I'll just send it all to the Goodwill. But you don't want me to send this to the Goodwill.
No,
No,
don't send it to the
I've been
Goodwill.
asking for an address. I'm not trying to stalk you, kill you. Come on,
Hold
come on.
Let me
This
see.
is
I'm about to-
Fishbone.
Girl.
Fishbone. Now I know you in the East Coast, but they in the South because they Georgia. So I don't know how this is gonna work, right? I don't know if I need to send it to Dr. Ball. I don't know, but y'all need to get it together because okay, now this is Jackie. I keep showing you this is real, okay, and this is okay. Okay, now you, because you my cousin.
I
You
love
see, now
you.
let me tell you the story,
Tell me
okay?
the story,
Okay,
please.
because I'm only 2 years older than you. Okay.
Fix
Okay.
it.
Okay. And so my mother is actually born, her birthday's on the 24th.
Of
Okay.
July,
That's
another Leo queen.
Okay. Okay. And I
Is
got
she,
all.
is she
Ooh,
read? Is she told you
ooh.
what to do every second of the day?
And she was a coloratura. She was an opera singer. So she sang opera. She was really fantabulous woman. I'm her caregiver right now. I've been caring for her for the past 10 years, which is why I'm not always able to be in the chat because okay. So in my mind, our parasocial relationship is your mother and my mother. We're sisters. I know it's not real. Okay. Okay.
My mama
Okay.
don't have no
And they grew up together up until college. Okay. Then
Okay.
my mother came to the West Coast. Your mother stayed on the East Coast. And then they had, okay. So then every other summer you would come to the West Coast, but I know you don't because you don't know. And then every other summer I would come to the East Coast. And we were the cousins that were sisters. Right. Okay. So you taught me go-go, right? And then you would come over here on the West Coast and we'd see Tool, right? We'd see Fishbone, right? 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 I would
Yes.
take you to Dante's. Ask Franny. That's Franny. She knows Dante's. If she don't know Dante's, I do.
What's it? Is it a strip club? What is
No,
it?
no, but it's a club. Okay. Okay. But we could go to Club Mary's. There's Proud Mary's. Now that's a what is it? Boutique? Burlesque.
Burlesque.
Okay. So this is you. I'm gonna teach you because I saw you rolling and it just made me sad. Okay, it just made me sad. So the cousin in me, right? They were so small. They were such pinners. They were just so tiny. I said, "Oh, what's she doing? She's so cute. This is for you." Okay.
I was budgeting Black Magic. I had to
I get
budget
it.
the bud.
I get it. I'm trying to help you out, sis. I'm trying to help you out.
Okay. Okay.
Wait. And this is a vape, but it's not a regular vape. It only does flowers, so you don't have to worry about anything. And this is dedicated to you, right? Maybe you can see this.
Oh, come on. That's what I'm talking about. That's that Oregonian. Yes.
Okay, right?
That's that
We
good
got you a nice little. This is in the box, but this is mine.
Nice.
This is mine.
Nice.
Okay, we got you a nice little grinder. You got to start with the grinder. The reason why they're so tiny for you is you're not grinding them right. I know you. You just take the bud and you just try to do the best you can. You can't do that. See, that's the sis in me, right? That's my cousin. Stop it.
Black
Okay.
Magic. Hold on. I have three things. First of all, thank you for your generous donation to help Ricky get a revolutionary ride. I seen what you did there in the donations, Black Magic. Thank you so much. That was
That's all I
such
could
a
do.
very,
But I could do something.
it was,
But okay, you guys said she needed a AAA card. Now I can do that, right? I can put, but AAA I know is definitely West Coast. I don't know if AAA is East Coast. I know
no,
AAA is
they have
national.
AAA. So that's the only thing, I swear to God, that was the only thing outstanding from the checklist of stuff that I wanted to do.
AAA. Like I said, I got you guys a pack, and I'm trying to get something for everybody, right? I got spades cards for Geechee, right? So y'all gonna have to send that because he was the one talking about spades to begin with, right? But I also got spades. So for the okay, I want to say it's for Dr. Ball, but maybe for the ear doctor. I think the ear doctor, Dr. Ball got libations. I got, because you guys have always talking about Dr. The Uncle Nearest.
Oh, Uncle Nearest.
And she's actually in town. She was in town yesterday. I think she was in town yesterday. It was beyond my bedtime for me to go. The Fawn, what's her name? She has a book out, right? Fawn, the lady who does Uncle Nearest. Oh yeah,
okay.
She's doing a book tour, and she came to Portland last night. Wanted to go, but no, it's fine. I just buy her liquor. I really do. I buy. Okay, now I know okay, and outside of this, everything's black. Fishbone is black.
That's right. Bad brains,
okay.
Black.
Uncle Nearest is black.
Black. Also
right.
Black.
Okay. Yes. The spades cards that I got you come from a Black-owned business. Right. So what I'm trying to do is cultivate. I got other goodies, but we can't bring that online.
Okay, wait. I had 3 things to tell you. So wait, what was, goddamn it? It was the first thing I did.
Thank you for the revolutionary ride. So that was one.
The revolutionary donation. Yes, I wanted to thank you first and foremost for that. Second of all, literally yesterday, I was just talking with somebody, and I'm like, I would love to do like a West Coast tour because from San Diego in SoCal, motherfucking Rose Alba. I'm sorry, Rose Alba. I'm not calling you a motherfucker, but that's just Rose Alba's in SoCal. We got you and Franny and PDX. We got the Hearts and a couple others up in Washington State. I'm like, dog, I got.
Yeah, and I'm from California. Yeah, I'm 30 years in California. Wait, I just moved up to the Pacific Northwest to take care of my mother.
Oh,
it's easier to take care of my mother up here. It's more affordable.
So, but you Cali girl by birth and by
by hook and by crook. Yeah, I'm Southern California, Los Angeles.
I am going to give you my PO box. Now, here's the problem. Okay.
You go ahead. Okay, now you can text me. You can or you DM me.
No. So here's the thing. I was just gonna give it out because it's
or put it in the private chat. I don't know.
But
I need something. To send something.
So wait. Okay, if there's things, first of all, Black Magic, thank you so much.
Everything's legal. I'm not gonna get y'all in trouble, but I just can't be showing all the business.
I ain't worried because whatever.
But I can send liquor.
I'd be a first offender, whatever. Like I ain't got no record, whatever. I can take a little charge. Well, whatever. But hold on. But my point is, anything you want to send to me, to the DC area, folks, me, Jackie, Jared, you can send to me and I will make sure that they get it.
Okay.
Them ATL Negros, I don't know.
I don't know. But I
would actually, to be honest, I don't fucking know. I was gonna say you could send it to Community Movement Builders and just put Ear Doctor name on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Kamal would get it.
I didn't know, but like I said, he's in community it's in Georgia.
Yes, Community Movement Builders.
Okay.
Yes.
So I didn't know how he was gonna get it to y'all, and so I didn't know, since most of y'all and a lot of these are really for because he's gonna get some cards. You can hi doctor, here she goes right now. But also the albums that I'm getting that are for Jackie, he needs to upload. So then that way Jackie got some morning music. Because he leaves Jackie out. We got no Fishbone. We got very little Lenny Kravitz. I understand he's not going to be playing Metallica. Okay, I get that. Okay.
Jackie don't even like Metallica, I don't think. Does she?
She did. She called him out. But I got some Bad Brains coming. We got some albums. So like I said, you get me. So then that way, because like I said, this is brand new. This is a brand new Fishbone album. This came out last year, right? And not for nothing. Oh my God, it's a bop. It only got 5 songs now. I'll tell you. Okay. I'll tell you. But guess what? My favorite one is I Don't Care. Because I don't. right? And estranged fruit. Yep.
Oh wow.
Okay. A play on
Fruit.
strange
Yes.
fruit,
Yeah.
right? Cause what? Cause it's fishbone. So I'm just trying to, show some love to the Remix Morning Show. I know
Black
we
magic.
always don't agree, but that's why I like y'all, because you guys, I'm not gonna, I'm kind of like ear doctor a little bit. Like I hear you, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what y'all's talking about. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Okay, I'll just give me my $5 and okay, that's what y'all. Oh, okay. That's what we talking about today. That's fine. That's fine.
I love how everybody that relates to the ear doctor is coming forward. You know what I'm saying?
You
Everybody's
gotta
like,
save him, because sometimes he's, he don't mean no harm. He
yeah,
don't mean no.
I
Like
know.
you guys kind of overtalk him. Sometimes you guys overtalk him, and he don't want to admit it, but y'all overtalk him.
But sometimes he does me harm though, because
He does come with violence. He does choose violence. He does choose violence. He does choose
sometimes
violence.
it
I see you.
choose
I
about.
do.
So
I do.
I'm gonna give you this address, and I'm cool giving it out because it's not my home address. So
Okay, that's fine. I don't know
anybody
if you
can.
could put it in the chat, because now now see, now I asked for it. I'm not ready. I gotta get some paper.
No. Well, it's fine, Black Magic. Don't worry. You can write it down, or you could find it on the replay. You know what I'm saying? Because
Okay.
but wait. So there's a catch. All right. So this is the UPS store in College Park, Maryland. Now, unbeknownst to me, the goddamn UPS store closed, and they started redistributing the mail going to this particular UPS store to other UPS stores.
Yeah.
So to my knowledge and awareness, this address still goddamn work. It because every time I've gone up there to check, it's always been forwarded from, because I don't know the address of the new joint. I just know the old address, and I guess maybe I should learn it. But this is the only address that I have. So hold on.
Okay.
Let me, and oh, and DJ Vesper X, real quick, Vesper, you had tried to send me something via FedEx too, and I finally checked the number, Vesper, and they returned it back to Douglasville. So just a heads up, that is probably
you see, I don't want your toy getting turned back to you. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that.
So God damn it. So now I'm debating, should I even give you this address?
Okay, that's fine. It's not in a hurry, because we still got stuff coming. But what I'm hoping to do is, that's why I got on here in a hurry, because I'm like, I don't know. I catch you when I catch you, right? Cousin, we got life.
But just know I'm not ducking you, Black Magic. I'm not.
I don't. Well, you see, I don't judge. You don't know me, right? I'm just somebody on the internet, but now I'm kind of a face.
Well,
right.
You are somebody on the internet, but you have been on this internet with me for a few years now. Like, you've been here for a while, and you've been
Stir Crazy
for a while.
Since Stir Crazy,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, since Stir Crazy.
So you're not just anybody.
Yeah, no, I remember. I'm really hoping you bring back First Nation Fridays.
You're right about that. That needs to.
I miss that.
Correct about that,
because my bestie's First Nation. It makes us bond. Right.
Yes.
See, of course you would do that. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say we are in my parasocial relationship, we cousins, but we sisters, because you brought in the whole conversation of First Nation. I sat with my bestie and we had the conversation together. And I'm like, I thank you for that, because that was beautiful. Like, you really brought the interconnection between our people, their people, what they go through. You let them have the dialogue, and to interject, I think you need to sit down with Jab and interview him. You're a great interviewer. I miss your long form interviews. It's one of the reasons why I started watching Stir Crazy. You had that police guy on all the time, and he was really interesting. With his perspective. You interviewed a lot of people that, just in your local area. I mean, I don't know these people, right? But you had a really good connection. You asked really good questions. I think maybe off camera and on camera, you kind of got to get Jeb, because like I heard what you were saying today. He's not media ready. Like you said.
But he is though. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I think your tuning would benefit him. You know what I'm saying? Sit down with him, interview him long form the way you would think, give him some hard questions, and then go back over it later, so you guys can figure out how to be more concise with the message. Does that make sense? To get, like you said, he got his left hook, but you need to train that right hook. If he doesn't know to use it, you need to train it. He's not going to all of a sudden swing right if he's guarding left. Does that make sense? And I heard you today.
I know, and I was concerned. I'm like, was I being? My intention was not to be harsh.
No,
to
and I don't
at
think,
all.
and I, but that's what I'm saying, because you give good interviews. You used to do long form interviews. Oh my God, they were great. Your perspective, the way you were patient, you didn't interject, even if you were trying to give them like a hardball question, I don't know if that's your radio, that's you whatever, but you used to do that in Stir Crazy. That's all. That's what I remember. And I get it. You guys switched it. You got, you and Lisa Snowden, right? You and Jasmine. Was it her name Jasmine? Josephine.
Jacqueline. Who's Josephine?
No, not Jacqueline. The other one. She has glasses. She's a brunette. I want to say
Black woman?
No, white.
White woman.
Justine. Thank you. I was with the J's. I was losing the J's. Okay. Because here. See.
Okay, Black
Auntie,
Magic.
Okay.
You putting it on me. All right. Let me do this. All right, because can I say this? So many of our viewers have reached out and offered to help me with shit, right? Because I mean, that there is a part of me that is not, the reason I have not had guests on is I'm trifling, right? Like I am bad at emails. If anyone's ever emailed me, you know this, right? I'm terrible at sending and answering emails. I'm so bad at it. And shout out to Genevieve, Genevieve used to help us out.
Genevieve, yes. How was she? She went to Paris. She went to London. She went to Paris.
She went to London. And got her I think like culinary anthropology masters. Like Genevieve is no joke out here.
And who was the other dude that was like, just for the you this is why you need to know, this is why you should give a fuck. They did a show together.
Oh, why? Oh, Tunde, duh.
Tunde.
It was Tunde and Genevieve. Yes.
Okay,
so,
I'm God. Okay.
Listen, if somebody wants to help me, like send out interview requests and also reply, like I will accept that help. Like to your point, Black Magic, I love having guests. I do love talking to people. I love asking people questions. And to your point about Jared, though, like here's Jared's deal. Like Jared is good in these YouTube streets, right? He's good. Like Jared is gonna, citation, he gonna source, he gonna do all that. But when it's time for that commercial media, for that mainstream media,
like it's
format, the format is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's the short, it's the quick, it's the concise. You may not have a lot of time to let your answer breathe. And I know it's frustrating because things need explanation and context, but you are under a time constraint, right? So how do you maneuver within that time constraint and still get your message out without,
like you said, you're good. You interview well. So and he trusts you.
I hope so. I like Jared quite a bit, and I want Jared to win out here. This is what I think that his message, I think his study, his work is stuff that it's ready for people to receive it, but they just like, huh, nigga, what? What did they say? Say that again.
The elevator pitch is not so much of an elevator pitch. He needs an elevator pitch, right? The elevator pitch is the all in Hollywood, right? You got on the producers, right? You got your script. You need it in here, right? They got one floor. The elevator pitch. You have until they walk off that one floor. If it's longer, great. But you got one floor. That's about 5 to 10 seconds. This is who I am. This is what it is. And you got to sell that elevator pitch. By the time they walk off that elevator, they have to say yes. That's what you're looking for, right? Because that's what you're saying. He's been with a lot of academics. He speaks to a lot of academics. And in all fairness, like you were saying, it was Dr. v. Doctor, right? Dr. Melvo versus Dr. Jab. Okay, so it was Dr. v. Doctor, right? So wait,
Black Magic. What was wrong with that lady? What was the matter with her? Like, she was so
But like you
mad.
said, that was the best analogy you gave. It was, come on, sugar.
It was come on, sucker. From the jump. She was like, oh, Jared Ball in here? Come on, sucker.
But you see, that's what I'm saying, because she even admitted she didn't read the book. Right. So she don't even know what he said. Right. So somebody's interpretation, if they read the book about what he said, was parlayed to her.
Right.
And he didn't get a chance to either understand what was said. He knows what he said.
Yes.
He doesn't know what she knows.
He don't know what she was told. And it was obvious to me. Like, that's why part of the reason she was so bent out of shape, because the sentence that Areva Martin read where Dr. Malvo was mentioned in Jared's book, I'm like, she surely she cannot be mad at that, right? Like that doesn't sound like a logical thing to be upset about. But no, her whole attitude, demeanor just smacked of someone told her that Jared put her name in her book, in his book, and in a disparaging way, and that's the energy she was going with, and she didn't let up off of that. Like, I was just, I'm not shocked to see it, but I'm like, God damn. I mean, it's like when you see somebody getting beat up in the street, it's like, God damn.
But she's also a Roland Martin kind of, so they always, no matter what, when you disagree, their first thing is to talk down. They want to belittle, right? You don't know what you're talking about, you're dumb, you're a simple Simon, right? Even if you match resumes, right? So that's I mean, even if she wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, I think because she's so, Roland Martin, that's just what they do. If you don't agree with them, oh, you don't know enough. Oh, you just. And the
kind of information and work that Jared is coming with, it's not stuff that's going to be well received by the black bourgeoisie, right? They do not want to hear that shit. No. So anytime he finds himself discussing his work in those spaces, you know what I'm saying? You got to come.
That's kind of the joke of what I was gathering everything together, right? Making it all black owned, right? It's kind of the joke of what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, outside of this is not black owned, but everything I'm trying to get you guys is sort of like, I'm trying to make my dollar bounce into the cup,
Yes.
But like, I got no buying power, right? Even if I give my money to these people, like the only person that has tangible buying power is honestly Uncle Nearest. From what I understand, she may have partially sold the namesake, but she owns the land.
Oh, okay.
And that land is hers.
The means of production.
It's it. It's it. So, I mean, that's kind of the character that was kind of, the goal that I was trying to do, So I got all this stuff coming in. I got this for you because again, there's those little spinners, those little pinners, I was like, oh, it's breaking my heart. I said, and you were trying so hard to puff on them. I'm like, this will be better. This will be better. I just wanted to play, cousin. Come here. Let me show you what we do on the West Coast. Come here, cousin.
Girl, listen, Fire Fam, you see how Black Magic just called me a rookie out here? He said, look at this rookie shit. Look at this rookie shit Kim out here doing. A little post thing, little thing.
It's discreet. So if you want to be on the road with it, you can. Because you do say you go to concerts sometimes. So if it's discreet, it's pocket size, right? And so then that way there's no fire, right? And Black it goes Magic. Through checkpoints. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, wink.
Yeah, so if you do go into a concert, it goes through checkpoints.
Oh, right, because they do be, yes, I did have my bag searched a little bit.
And the check, but my thing is if you gotta have a clear bag.
Oh, if you're going through like TSA and shit, right?
Yeah, go have a clear bag. If it's a clear bag, they don't check.
Whew, child.
Okay. But if you on the street and you're just, going shopping or something outside, put this in your pocket.
Well, just like in Oregon and Maryland and DC, it is full recreational legal. So by and large, you can smoke most places in public.
I get it, but now Black Twitter's on a big thing about we can smell you. I'm like, I don't care. So this is for that.
Don't care.
I get it.
So
okay.
What?
Me neither, but just in case. I try to be appropriate.
I appreciate you, Black Magic. Black Magic, I'm gonna turn you loose because Abby is waiting.
Yep. Okay. Bye. Okay. That's it. I got what I needed. Will is okay. Sorry. Okay.
No. But listen, hold on real quick. You're fine. I am going to call UPS tomorrow and verify the address. I will give the address out online because again, it's on the Friday show because again, it's not my house address. So y'all can roll up on the UPS store. The fuck you want?
Yeah, because I got a UPS store. I was about to say, let me send you some money because I got a UPS store. I've had a UPS store for 10 years. Because I'm not gonna be fighting for packages. I can't do jail. Orange is not my color.
Let me tell you real quick what these niggas did. UPS store. So first of all, I didn't know that the joint that I had a box at on Baltimore Avenue in Collar. I know that I didn't know the shit closed. Right, they closed it, and they said, "Oh no, we broke up half the mailboxes at this location and half the mailboxes at this location." So I get up to the other location where I'm just discovering my boxes. Black magic. Box wide fucking open, wide the fuck open, like no lock on the joint. And I'm like, and there's shit in my box, right? Because Rosalba sent me the DMX t-shirt and the joint was in the box, but the box wide open, mail in the box, packages in the box. And I'm
okay, well then you need to get a UPS store on the white side of town because they don't be doing that on the white side of town. As a matter of fact, on the white side of town, you can call them up and be like, what is this mess? No, I get a key to the key, right? Nothing, no. So you need to go to the white side of town. I don't know how they be doing it where you live. You might just need to go. I'm sorry.
I gotta go to the white UPS store.
But if you need help with anything, that's the other reason why I've been busy too, because I've been helping Cornell West. Yes, I have.
Hey,
yeah, I have been. I've been doing, just my little part, but I have been. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if you need help with anything, just reach out. You got a family. You already see what happens when you ask.
No, y'all, look at that.
Okay, so if you need help, you just need to be organized enough to receive it. Because you're gonna ask for it, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, I can't do this. I'm overwhelmed.
You're 100% correct, Black Matt. That is my takeaway from Ricky's Revolutionary Ride.
Okay.
Like if you ask for the help, the people will respond. So let me.
Yeah, you just got to be open to receive it. So whatever you need help with, just open your mouth. You got a team. You got a family. We're here to help you. We're here to help you grow. Okay, we love you. You see, girl, like I said, we just trying to help you grow. Okay, we just gonna help you grow the West Coast way because those little ones ain't helping. Okay, so if you need me, you got my DMs. You got me. I'm not really that much. Now that I got my money back from Elon, because I did buy Tesla stock, but I bought it before he became an ass, and then he just became a straight ass. So I'm not on X anymore. I got it off my phone, because I don't want to encourage that man in any way, but. If you want, I can ask Will or whatever, however you need to reach out to me, I will give you whatever you need to reach out to me. And then you can do it at your level, at your pace. I don't want to, so that's it, because I'm trying to show love from the West Coast to the East Coast with all my Black owned, telling Jared, I'm trying to make sure the money bounces the way he says it can't, right? It's a little joke, right? But I got everything's Black owned. I even got I know, because also for Kamal, I got microdoses, but he said he don't like microdoses. He said he likes the full, and I can't do that because that's not.
Kamal said he wants to see the walls melting. He said if the walls ain't melting, they take this little shit back.
Well, I got him some microdoses from a Black-owned family. Okay, so I'm
with it. Black Magic, I'm gonna turn you loose now. We got Abby standing by. I love you, baby. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye. Okay, I'm gonna leave the studio? Do I just?
Will's gonna take care of you, baby. Thank you, Black Magic. Black Magic done move me to tears in here, y'all. Is that y'all ready to help? Is that what I'm hearing? Y'all help enough? Well. Yes, y'all do help enough. You guys show up and chat and comment and do all the shit, and then y'all go over to Black Liberation Media and do the same thing. Hold on, bring the people up, Will. Who we got up next? Let's get through the callers.
Hey, Kim.
Abby.
How you doing?
I'm weepy. Black Magic done touched my heart and soul over here.
I'm gonna reach out and touch you again because you know what I'm gonna say. It's not trifling to need help. What happens is hard to find people you can trust in this day of parasocial relationships. So, it takes a while to ask for help. I guess we got to do what we got to do.
like whoever I give access to the Gmail, right, to the burn it down with KB at Gmail, whoever I give access to the Gmail, I just want to make sure like niggas is not applying for credit cards and shit, and then sending threats to Biden for my shit. You feel me? Like,
right. Or like sending emails saying they're you and it's not you.
Oh yeah, that
You
part.
know, and it's not a cool email because we already saw some stuff go down recently. We don't need no weirdness in the world, and it's like hard enough to like trust people and get your circle together. So it is what it is, but some of it is like it's hard to ask for help because you don't know who you can trust, or you don't the people you do trust are already a lot of times will already have their plates full.
Right. And that's the thing. And I you like you, Abby, like you repeatedly extend your hand to me. You offer me help. And I'm like, Abby, but you got a whole hubby, babies, you got shit to do, you got shit, but I believe that you would not offer if you didn't have it in your capacity. So I need to believe you, right? Like I need to.
Yeah, and that's why I'll keep messaging you and be like, hey, reminder, no pressure, like whatever, we're here, because sometimes it's like just that consistency needs to be there before you can reach out a hand and say, hey, I need help with this, or I need this person to help me with this specific thing.
We have first of all, I thank you, Abby and Black Magic. Like you were yanking my chain here because I feel that and on top of that, I've had people reach out and ask to come on and be interviewed, and I'm just not good at replying, and then it becomes like kind of self-defeating in a way, because then I get down on myself for not being professional, like, oh, here I am lacking in professionalism. I'm not responding to people's email in a timely fashion. I ain't shit. And you know what? Let me just throw the phone over there. And you know what? I'm about to watch Law and Order. Everybody. Never mind.
But like, I just want to reinforce, like, it's not impossible that like a YouTuber would need an assistant or like a digital assistant just for emails and setting up stuff. Like, that's not even outrageous, and you're making shit happen at a disadvantage, so it's like there are tools out there that regular people use, and sometimes it's how you use the tool, so sometimes you got to kind of reconfigure it in your mind and not beat yourself up too much for needing it. And there are regular people who are like, I need to hire somebody to edit my videos, or I need to hire somebody to answer my emails because there's just too many, so it's not even outrageous that you would need a digital assistant. It's like literally a job because it needs to get done,
Was that a child or was that a cat behind?
That's my cat. She's an idiot. Don't listen to her. No, you did this to yourselves. This is your fault. Stop complaining.
Like her meowing sounds like, what are your kids saying? Mom.
Yes. I'm like, stop talking on the live stream. The AI is gonna hear you, and you're gonna train it, dummy.
I ain't training the AI for shit. I ain't training the
AI.
I
know, right? I don't want to train it. You training it.
Abby, I want to thank you for facilitating, you, Anna, and Mama Lo, of course, facilitating another successful Around the Fire disability support sesh this past Saturday. Remind the folks for these additional sessions that you three facilitate throughout the month, like, because there's a caregivers, and I'm sorry, I'm very bad at posting those as well. So shit.
And I'm bad at reminding people too. I believe it's the third Saturday of the month is the caregiver group, but we only do it if somebody requests it. So it's usually like a really small group of caregivers. I don't even know if Black Magic knows we do a caregiver group. Hope somebody lets her know since she's taking care of her mom. We do a caregiver group because a lot of disabled people happen to be caregivers also. And then, we have to navigate disability on top of all of that. And then I believe it's the last Sunday of the month. And then the main group is the second Saturday of the month.
So for folks that are on Discord, please go to the Burn It Down with Kim Brown. I think it's BIDWKB Discord. Anna manages that, and I believe she posts the information for all of the support sessions that you guys amazingly facilitate every month for 2 years. Abby, like, again, I know I've thanked you a lot, but I can't thank you enough, because but for you guys, you guys are the reason that the consistency in these support sessions has been there. It's because of y'all. So I thank you guys for that, and for being who you are, and for being like available to me. I know I have not leaned on or come to you as much as you guys have offered. So I just want to know that the offerings are not unnoticed or unacknowledged by me. I appreciate that very much, Abby. I just want you to know that.
No problem. And I'll keep offering. And I think you're juggling a lot too. Like I am aware that you have other things going on in your life. There's like real life, and then there's online shit, and I can just appreciate that, like, not everybody's going to have time to answer you or even remember to answer you. Like and then I have ADHD myself, so I don't remember to like answer people back on time. I'll send a message when I think about it, so it's not even, I'll often put like no pressure, because sometimes people don't know what to say, so they don't say anything, and then you freeze up. So it's like, just whatever. If you ignore me, whatever, fine. If you have time to get back to me, fine. It really is more dependent on like what people's availability is, because sometimes you beat people up about doing shit that's like unhelpful, or like don't complain about people not doing shit and don't offer them an answer or a solution. So that's often also why I offer, because it's like, if I know, like when you say trifling, I don't see that as trifling. It's like, no, you need help and you don't know how to juggle it all. That's not trifling. That's your juggling, and some shit's gonna fall, and then you'll pick it up, or someone else will pick it up, and you'll keep it pushing. And we all gotta stop beating ourselves up for not being machines. We're real people.
Abby's available for all your life coaching needs, everybody.
Yes, on Discord. Yes, get on the Discord. That is the best way to get a hold of me.
Abby is here for your life coaching needs. Please reach out to her at Abby. Abby, thank you.
Oh, yeah, and I am chronically offline. So seriously, the Burn It Down with Kim Brown Discord is the best way to get a hold of me.
Yes. And she does appear here and there in this chat at Learn Life. So thank you. Abby, thank you so much for calling and for being yourself and for being just a great person. And I appreciate you as a viewer, as a listener, as a collaborator. Maybe one day we'll meet.
Hopefully
one day.
Yeah, and just so you know, I'm here because you do a great show. So keep it up.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you.
We love you. Take care.
I love you guys. Oh my goodness. Look at my all-stars calling in, checking in. One left. I know, Will. I'm gonna turn you loose here. Will is like, I hate all of you. Will said, I cannot stand
our good friend Dan. That's all.
All of you niggas. I can't stand it. Okay, man. Who we got up here? Last caller. Caller, you're on the line.
Pura vida, Kim.
Hey,
you remember me? The Latin American we spoke about 2 weeks ago.
Ditso, how are you? Thank you so much for calling back.
Yeah, I like your show. I've been checking the videos as much as I could between jobs and everything I do. But just coming up, saw the subject of it. But first off, Black Magic, she's a person with great taste. Impeccable taste. I mean, hats off, fireworks, everything. Fishbone. I saw them live back 20 years ago, maybe. They actually collaborated with Latin American band called the Fabulosos Cadillacs. I met briefly, not like I know Angela Moore, but I was able to meet briefly for like 5 minutes Angela Moore back in the day, alongside Vicentico, who's the singer of the Fabulosos Cadillacs. I'm a metalhead. I've always been a metalhead.
Really?
Yeah, so
Oh, we have a
I know my rock.
comrade you should go headbang with. Jacqueline
Yeah.
Lupon, also a metalhead. Are you following Black Liberation Media, Tito?
Yeah, follow it. I sent you an email, but I know you're busy, so it's
You
there.
sent me an email. See,
Yeah, at the YouTube email, the burn it down with kb at gmail.com.
yes,
Yeah, I
that's
sent
it.
it there. It was almost right at the when we finished the thing. I just sent you a quick email, and whenever you have the chance, just go ahead and look it up. But I'm here also to help and give you be your resident Latin American Afro Indigenous individual with political knowledge, historical knowledge, and
So,
yes, I'm critic of the United States, but hey, you know,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How was the news of the attempted assassination? How was that covered in Costa Rica? What was the reaction from folks? Or do people go,
Look.
you don't say? Like,
yeah, second one. It was you don't say, because here's something that I don't know if people how they're gonna react, but I don't care. So much for the perfect country in the world where political violence is so resolved that never happens, and in the last 200 years of your history, you haven't had 19 different incidents where at least 3 different presidents have been killed and 2 or few other candidates have been shot at. Let's not forget JFK, RFK. I'm sorry. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, but thankfully all those people died of natural causes, and your country is United States. It has such control on political violence that we here in Latin America are ashamed of our history of political violence. Just recently, well, thankfully, 4 or 5 of the responsibles of the murder of presidential candidate Villavicencio in Ecuador have been sentenced for 34 years. But we try our best to keep political violence down. We can't catch up to the United States.
I mean, Dito, Americans are a peaceful people. You know what I'm saying? We're peaceful people. We mind our business. We don't tend to meddle in other people's affairs, and we don't understand. How backwards sometimes the people in Latin America are. We don't get it, because like everything is peaceful and perfect here, and the streets are paved with gold, and nobody sleeps in the streets in America. Nobody.
Of course. It's not like 34 million people in poverty. That never happens in the United States. Has never happened.
No,
never.
Dito, give me the good word out of Costa Rica. Tell me something good that's happening.
Well, last time we talked, we were talking about the hurricane. Remember?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, pretty much from the moment we hanged up to the next morning, there have been about 170 different events, from flooding to landslides to in different sections of the country. So I had to go. The reservists like myself, we assisted the main forces of first responders. I was sent to the northern part of the country, northern Pacific, sent where we helped clean roads, do the manual labor. Thankfully, this time we did not have deaths, so it was pretty much a straightforward clean try to get things back to normal. And as I was heading back upwards to Texas, I called a few friends and I told them, "Hey, listen, we're passing the ball to you. The hurricane's going to your way." And well, Texas got hit. But by that time, it had lowered the category from 5 to I think 3 or 2, if I'm not incorrect. And now we're right now just living with the 19th tropical depression. So it's been right now it's been less rain So we still got 6 months of rain.
What I can't say. See, this is a silly question. I was going to say, what is more devastating, the floods or the winds? But I would imagine probably both equally. But I don't know.
Both, but my country did not get impacted directly by the hurricane. We suffered its tail, to say it that way. We suffered indirectly the consequences. We did not get hit like Barbados. I talked to my cousin in Barbados a few days ago. She sent me pics and everything about her home. A few trees were uprooted. Thankfully, her home was not heavily affected, but she did get some affection. I talked to my friends in Jamaica. We helped sending some, perishables and clothes and stuff. So for people who have lost everything, So yeah, here I'm going to tell you what are the three major things that are interesting about living in a country like mine or in countries like Latin America. Not that the United States doesn't have that, not being sarcastic, but for example, Costa Rica has 5 active volcanoes. The last eruption just happened 2 weeks ago.
Oh shit!
It was minor eruption. One of the biggest eruptions that happened was back on 63 on the Irasu volcano. We're expecting that in the next few years we're going to have another one of those explosions. We did have a mild explosion of that same volcano about 7-8 years ago. So we had to learn to live with volcanic ash once again, almost throughout major parts of the country. And earthquakes. Just last month we had what was it? About 500 to 1,000 different events of earthquakes, and that just in a cluster of 2-3 weeks. But there are minor movements of anything of less than one in the Richter scale. But we did have a 5.1 small one about 2-3 weeks ago. We even felt it in the capital, and so you get accustomed to living with that. With the rain, earthquakes, volcanoes, anything is going to kill you. So what the hell? Just enjoy life.
Well, it sounds like California, minus the earthquakes. I mean, minus the volcanoes.
Minus the volcanoes. Yeah,
it's the volcano. That's the only thing California is missing is a volcano, right? Like they got everything else.
Well, California has Yellowstone close by. Close by.
Oh, yes, the super volcano. Yes,
the
now
super
that
volcano.
joint blows. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Oh,
That's a wrap.
Many folks. Dito, I want to invite you on to join us on the Remix Morning Show because I appreciate. First of all, you are welcome here anytime. But I would love for the Black Liberation Media audience to be able to hear you, just because it's a bigger platform. You know what I'm saying? I think what you say is very insightful and important. So I would love for it to be heard by as many people as possible. And wow, you are welcome here amongst us. I would love to get you up on Black Liberation Media and talk about some stuff because several of our comrades have traveled to Latin America and are doing and have done work in Latin America. I know Jackie's been to Venezuela and Cuba. Kamal's been to Cuba. Ricky is headed to Nicaragua for the anniversary of the Sandinistas, I think. So, I mean, your perspective, I think, would be very valued on the morning show. Does that would morning time work for you? Because since you have like a real job and stuff.
Yeah, just send me an email. We schedule it, and yeah, I'll make it work. No worries. I thank you deeply. It's been an interesting return to online in that sense for me, especially because I do want to concentrate more in a U.S. based audience because I talk with Latin Americans, but we get our stuff done, and we need to continue pushing the consciousness of this American continent, our relationships towards the United States, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I really thank you because sometimes it's extremely difficult. Just yesterday, I had an event where in a different panel, I was denied my my blackness. I was denied my indigenous. I was denied my Americanness. You are foreigner. You don't matter. We don't care what you have to say. And that was communities of some groups of black. In fact, they started trolling and saying, "Oh, we should invade Latin America. United States should invade Latin America because we can fix the issues of Latin America." Things like that. And I'm accustomed to that. I am accustomed to that violence in many ways. I know how to navigate through that. But that's what we live with. Latin America is denied and has been denied its identity by United States since independence. And we're 200 years on, and we're still telling them, "Hey, you're not the only Americans. We're here. America's not just United States. We're here." Afro descendancy did not only happen in the United States. It's also happened in Caribbean, Central America, and South America. The majority of descendancy of slaves are residing in any of the 33 nations there. 150 million people. Approximately, that's a calculation by the World Bank of Afro descendancy. And when we say that, it's like an insult to black U.S. citizen,
which is crazy. By the way, it is absolutely insane. But it speaks to the miseducation of people that live in this country broadly, but even more specifically, black folks that live in this country are not taught to view, number one, Latino folks as black, right? Like but a lot of black folks have a hard time wrapping their head around Afro-Latino, right? They're like, what? We don't understand. It's like we don't even get that concept. But I get it, but a lot of folks do not. But also this us versus them, as though we are not both being oppressed by the same forces, by the same people, in very much the same way. So all of this ADOS shit, African descendants of slavery, they are goofball motherfuckers, and I cannot stand them. I don't support that xenophobic movement in any way, shape, or form. And I don't like to hear black people in this country complain about, oh, the migrants, the undocumented, they taking our jobs, they doing. It's like, shut up! It's the whites. It has always been the Europeans denying us things, taking things from all of our communities. So my goal is to help to try to elevate the consciousness of black folks that look at Latinos as our competition or as our adversaries in some way. No.
Oops, sorry, I turned my camera off.
No. You
something that and in line with what you were saying, I'm sharing a quick link if it could be brought up. This just happened this year. Colombia and the U.S. hold summit of Afro-descendancy leaders. It was the first bi-national Afro-descendant meeting happening in the United States, in Georgia. This was Colombia Afro-descendancy sitting down with U.S. Afro-descendancy. And many conversations happened there. And this was not covered in any way, shape, form, or manner by any of the black U.S.-based communication senses. And covering this would have created a better understanding of Afro-descendancy here in the Western Hemisphere. And give you an example, 2 years ago, the CELAC, which is the official organization of the Central American and Caribbean states that sit together and talk our problems, etc. It's like our mini UN, to say that way. Last 2 years, we sent to Europe a reclamation for reparations. We're talking 2 years ago. We sent that reclamation of reparations towards Europe. People ask me, who should pay reparations? The first people who should pay reparations is the Europeans. All the nations of Europeans.
All of them.
All of them. And when I say that, they cringe because
why though?
Because
why?
The political implications that means in today's day. So fundamentally, I tell you, my position it's clear. The interconnection between Afro Latin American and US based Latin America is deep and has deep rooted history together. A lot of Caribbeans of Afro descendancy migrated to United States and were able to integrate themselves into Afro US based communities. The growth of population that happened between the 60s and today, between the 60s was what was it, 18 million were Afro descendants in the United States, and by today it's 47 million. Some of that increment of population was because of Afro descendancy migrating from Caribbean to the United States, and then alongside with the natural birth rates and realities of populations that were already in the United States. So I've heard the discussions about hip hop, for example. Who invented hip hop? Yeah, in English in the United States. There's no doubt. Why? Because English is one of the main languages. But alongside what was happening in the Bronx, Spanish hip hop was coming out almost instantaneously at the same moment. And the contributions that started happening between each part. But because the music industry is controlled by US interest, many of the people who were working here never reached to get albums, never got the opportunities to do things, and those who did had a hard time breaking into the US market because they were discriminated against. So that there's a whole bunch of conversations that need to happen and continue happening that are not something new. That is just something that has been happening for the past 200 years.
200 years at least, right? So
yeah, well, I mean, 400 years if we talk prior independence. I marked the 200 years on the process of independence, but yeah, 400, 600, 500 years.
Mm-hmm. Dito, thank you so much for calling up. I'm gonna go in my emails and find you and reply, because again, I would love to have you join us on Black Liberation
I
Media,
love it.
to talk with us more about not only the work that you do, but the stuff that you study, conversations that you have, and also what's going on in your country, right? Like,
I lost you there for a moment. Your mic went out.
oh no, you're fine. I'm just saying all the things that you have touched upon when you now joining me up here for the second time. I would love to have you on Black Liberation Media to kind of expound upon these things, and again to share with us what's going on in Costa Rica, what's life like for Indigenous and Black folks in Costa Rica, and the
Love
challenges
it.
that the folks face down there, right? So, and the connections between what people in America, Black folks and Indigenous folks in America struggle with, and how those things are tied to what folks in Latin America, our Southern brothers and sisters,
Count me in. I would
also
love it.
face.
I'll give all the knowledge I have. It's for free for people to start relearning and restructuring misconceptions of the world.
Yes. I appreciate you, Ditso. Be safe out there, okay? Thank you so much for the work that you do as a first responder, helping people out.
Volunteer first responder. I'm in the second line of first responders. I'm not directly a first responder. I substitute those who are 24/7 working as first responders. So when they need more people, that's when they call me and I come in. But I'm always subjected to the top guys who have been doing this longer than I have. I'm just the brute force who helps clean or do whatever I can if necessary, attend somebody who's injured, etc. I'm not
All sounds like important work to me, sir. It all sounds like important work to
Yeah.
me. So I appreciate you, Ditso. Thank you, baby.
Beshko Boblaba, pura vida. Thank you.
Gracias. Dame un beso. Ah, oui. Kids, Will has cussed us all. It's 9:15. Will has cussed us all quite thoroughly. Will, thank you so much for letting me go here for a couple hours and some change. Fire fam, thank you guys for everything. Shout out to Vesper X, shout out to Black Magic, shout out to Franny French, shout out to Learn Life Abby, shout out to Dietzel, shout out to everybody that came through the chat tonight, checked in, supported. I'm obligated to put out our material support options. So BIDWKB, that's us on Cash App, that's us on Venmo, paypal.me/BIDWKB, and patreon.com/BIDWKB. Thank you so much, Infinite Content, for your Cash App support. Appreciate you. Shout out to Keith also for Keith's Cash App support. Thank you, Keith. We appreciate the support that the folks run us. And guys, please join Black Liberation Media tomorrow morning for the Remix Morning Show for Women's Wednesdays, even though Kamal might be there. But you know, Kamal's down for the bitches and the hoes, right? Oh no, what was my guy's name? What was the phrase from Malibu's Most Wanted? Bill Gluckman. Oh, you know Bill Gluckman, he down for the niggas and the bitches. Anyway, I'm immature. I'm going home now. Good night, everybody. And I'll see y'all back here Friday for a Burn It Down with Kim Brown. Thank you again to Will and Molly. And we'll see y'all back here Friday. Kim Switch turn up tomorrow, y'all. So set your Twitch notifications for that. Should be a good one. And I'll see y'all later. See y'all later. Bye-bye. Love you guys to pieces. Thank you all so much.